what is up? There is a tournament coming up called the Uprising Tournament, and it's probably available in NA and EU as well. Why the significance of this tournament, which is scheduled for 5th of August on the Apex server, probably around the same time in EU and NA as well. That's because they're giving away the prize of a mystery premium tank and 1 garage slot as the first prize, and the second prize is going to be a Poodle, a Polish tier 6 tank, and third and fourth prize 1000 gold and 5 times bread and Smalek consumables. What's that all about? Everything Polish and a mystery tier 8 tank, tier 8 premium tank. Well, obviously it's going to be the 50 TP prototype, which is the new Polish tier 8 premium tank that's going to be released. Now, the tournament is going to end on 5th of August, which means it's going to be available probably a week or two after that. So I'm guessing the earliest is the second week of August when they give out the prizes for this tank, so that the winners of the tournament will have them first. And this is from the Daily Bounce website, and this rendition is from our favorite remodeler Milky Man, the main man. So let's talk a little bit about the heavy tank. It's on the super test servers at the moment. I think it was a little bit OP, and they've nerfed it a couple of times maybe, I'm not sure. But the modeling itself, it looks pretty not bad actually. The turret looks a little bit like the tier 8 on the Italian tank, the Progetto 46, a little bit of that kind of shape going on. The front has a little bit of also another, from the side it looks like a prototype, right? Like the Progetto, I mean. A larger version of the Progetto, but it has a pike nose with extreme angles here, which we're going to talk about. And there's the driver's hatch, pretty cool looking. I like that. And then there's a little bit of machine gun at the back of the turret. There's also a kind of like a Tommy gun action going on here. There is the Dushka, or is it an anti-aircraft gun, or 50 cal, whatever you want to call it. And it's on the common test server. I think it is probably closer to finalization as the time draws closer to August. I think they are about finalizing it now. And they've nerfed the DPM from 2039 to 1939. The reload time from 13 seconds to 13.62 seconds. Accuracy as well, 0.36 nerfed down to 0.38. The aim time, 2.68 seconds down to 2.88 seconds. Of course, this is not including all the consumables and crew training that you're gonna inevitably put into this tank. Now, for those people who already have this Poodle for some time, I'm sure you're gonna have like 5 skills on it by now, and the moment you transfer it to this tank, it's just gonna be awesome, I think. The traverse full speed and full speed traversing as well has been nerfed slightly. Let's take a look at what they've finally done to it right now. The penetration on the AP shells are 218, which is pretty good for a tier 8 tank, and a 245 on the, don't know if it's APCR or heat, but 218 and 245 penetration, that's pretty good. Damage, you're gonna get 440 alpha on this gun, and that's pretty good. 13.62 reload time. I think with everything on, with your crew and your food and stuff, maybe 11 seconds. So that's the rate of fire of 4.41. Now the maneuverability and accuracy, let's look at the aim time, 2.88, as I was saying. The what else? Let's talk about the vehicle on the move, 0.23. That's the bloom, I guess. That's what you call. elevation 20 degrees and 10 degrees of gun depression. Now for a heavy tank to have 10 degrees of elevation of depression and this pike nose and this kind of sloped armor, this thing is going to be pretty good when it comes to being hull down. The traverse speed 29.2 degrees and the hull traverse is 38 degrees. Mobility, engine power 750 horsepower, 14.33 horsepower per ton, power to weight ratio that is. The speed isn't that great, 35 kilometers an hour forward and 14 kilometers an hour backward. Concealment 12% stationary, which isn't really good, and 2% when moving, which is non-existent, I guess. It has 380 view range, so I guess you're going to be pushing around 400, which is pretty standard, I guess, for all the new tier 8 tanks. I suppose I can't say it is overpowered, nor can I say it is underpowered. It looks like it's going to be a great hull down tank and good for poking the ridge lines as well. It does have 1500 hit points to play with. The hull armor is 170 in the front, and this is not including the slope. This is going to be just like auto bounce, right? I think the lower plate is going to be the place where you're going to get any kind of damage. It is kind of high up this pike nose, so if you see it on flat terrain, you're going to be able to damage it. But if it can protect its lower plate, it's going to be really difficult to destroy this tank from frontally, I guess. The turret armor as well is 210 frontally, not including all this sloping that you see around here. I suppose this is a weak spot on top here, this flat piece of armor. If you have a little bit of elevation and if you're taller than it slightly, you can shoot down on this. I'm pretty sure this is going to be some kind of weak spot here, but the mantlet and around the cheeks, it's going to be auto bounce basically. You're not going to know where you're going to pen all that. On the side, it's going to be 150, but again, this is going to be bouncing. You're going to need to hit this part to penetrate. So it's going to be kind of trollish armor from even the turret. It's going to be slightly trollish from the sides, and it's going to be kind of impenetrable from the front. I suspect this is going to be a weak spot, just like the IS-3. And that's all I can bring you about the 50 TP prototype from the Polish tech tree at the moment. This is, of course, from the super test servers, which is subject to change. And but I think this is going to be the final version because we're already coming close to the release date. I'm sure that they figured out. They're just fine-tuning it at the moment. They've probably 90% decided what they're going to do with this tank. So I think this is going to be the final version, which is why I'm making that video. If you'd like to read more about this tank, please go visit the dailybounce.net, and there you can also play with this 3D modeling and have a look at this tank. You can even check it out from the inside. Whoa, this is inside the hull. That's the turret, and let's go inside the turret. Yep, this is from inside the turret. You can also check out the hull. This is from inside the hull of the tank. And let's go inside and see what's going on. Boom. Well, there you go. This is the bottom of the tank. Well, I hope that information was useful to you. I hope they are, honestly speaking, I really hope they do a mission for this tank, because like the Italian Progetto 46, I'd like to see missions for this tank, because I'd like to get this tank for free. I think it's going to be a competitive tank for tier 8 tournaments, for tier 8 strongholds, for tier 8 clan wars. I think it's going to be Defender, this tank, the Lorraine, and probably one of the ELC even 90. That's going to be the meta for tier 8 strongholds and clan wars. Anyway, thanks for watching, man. I'm glad you stuck around. and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.